What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about professions for the war within. And I get a question asked often, and that is, what is the best profession for the war within? So we're going to talk a little bit about that in today's video. Before we do so, though, massive thank you for all the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. If you don't know what it is, it's over 200 pages featuring the best tactics and methods that I personally use in order to achieve multiple gold caps. And not only that, but it also comes with a lifetime of free updates. So whenever there's a new patch, a new farm, even a new expansion, I simply update the same gold guide and send the latest version straight to your email completely for free. So if that sounds interesting, you can find it linked in the description, and by using the discount code STUDENT, you get it for 50% off. Now, a lot of you guys already have the gold guide, and if you do, and if it's been helpful in making you a lot of gold, then definitely consider signing up to the VIP Discord, which is pretty much like a Patreon. You get to watch all my YouTube videos before they go public on Discord, but you also get access to a bunch of exclusive benefits such as gold tips, investments, spreadsheets, and much more. But that's also going to be linked in the description. So whenever we're talking about best professions for the war within, let me just be very clear in saying that there's a big difference between gold farming and gold making. The people that make a lot of gold, like the goblins, the richest of the rich, they don't actually do any farming, right? They just have every single profession, in most cases, on a lot of different realms as well. You don't necessarily need to now with the war bank, but still, they usually do. And they have a million outs for daily cooldowns, which is different from something that we're going to talk about today, which is like the best profession for gold farming. If you're somewhat casual, or you just like to be out in the open world and actually do some farms, this video is going to be for you. So my personal choice when it comes to professions and what I'm going to pick is going to be most likely skinning. I say most likely because we're going to get to that part in a bit. And most like guaranteed tailoring. The first tune is going to be a druid. The reason why I'm going to pair it up with skinning and with tailoring is because I can then use my druid to do cloth farm. Like you get increased cloth in kind of like Shadowlands in the war within, as long as you have a tailoring. So by going for textile treasures, you get increased chance of getting a cloth from humanoid mobs in the war within. So tailoring is going to be a no-brainer. It's just you're going to do those farms anyways, killing humanoids. So having tailoring in order to get cloth and, well, way more cloth is definitely going to be a priority of mine to get that up quickly. Now, I want to pair that up with skinning because it's my first tune. So rather than leveling another alt, I can pick up skinning, and then I'm able to do group farms for both tailoring and skinning on the same tune. And since I'm hosting these groups myself, finding these farms myself, I want to be in a position where I can find the best group farms and do it with my viewers without having to rely on multiple tunes. Now, eventually, of course, I can level up a tune that has skinning, let's say, so I don't need to have that on my main druid. But the reason why I said probably in the beginning of the video is due to Inscription. Now, Inscription is also kind of cool. Darkmoon cards have been doing quite well. From a farming perspective, though, if you spec into archival editions, you can get 15 points in each of these Darkmoon sigils, and 15 points increases your ability to find Darkmoon cards by 50%. This one increases your chance to get Darkmoon cards by 50%, and so on. So you kind of get the idea behind this. So by pairing up something like tailoring and Inscription on a tune might be the way to go, but I'm gonna have to wait and check out and see how the prices are like. So the play down the line is probably to have two druids, both having Inscription, one with tailoring, one with skinning, but it all depends on the prices. And from what I've seen so far, it appears that Darkmoon cards aren't really that good. And a lot of people are speculating that most people buying Dark Moon cards are going to do it for just the item level increase so they can queue up for dungeons, but the items themselves aren't necessarily that good. That might be tuned though, so I'm going to wait it out and take a look and see what the price is like on the Dark Moon cards to see if it's worth to spec into Inscription right from the start, or if I'm just going to go along with tailoring and skinning, because those are going to be like no-brainers, very good professions to do. Besides from that, I'm obviously going to have myself a gathering toon, herbalism and mining, which is, and I think this part is very important, especially now that you can level toons very easily. If you don't have a druid for gathering, please, for the love of God, get yourself a druid if you plan on doing herbalism and mining, because you save so many profession points by being a druid, because you don't have to spec into anything that allows you to pick up herbs and or like while staying mounted. On what's new in the War Within is that you can also, as a druid, mine while being in flight form. So you can do both herbalism and mining without leaving flight form. So you just save so many profession points on being a druid, as you don't have to spec into that. So that's also something I'm going to do. It depends on what kind of farms, like what will be the meta in the War Within. Is there going to be epic BOEs? Is there going to be some secret mounts that we aren't aware of yet? So if it's only farming for consumables, materials as a 2x4 farm, I'm definitely going to jump on a gathering toon really quickly and do herbalism and mining. But that's pretty much my plan for the War Within. That being said though, in terms of professions, yes, you are going to make a lot of gold if you go something like alchemy, enchanting, engineering, craft a mount. There's lots of ways to make gold, and I'm still going to do some of those things. Like, I've always liked myself a good shuffle, like vendor shuffle, for instance, buy materials, craft it into item, vendor item, raw gold. I like to make toys because that's evergreen content. You can sell toys 10 years from now from the War Within, so I like to daffle with that as well. But only minor stuff. I can't be arsed to sit and do crafting orders and all of that bullshit, constantly undercut the auction house. I like to be out in the open world and focus on actually farming. That's the part of the game that I enjoy. But I do realize that's going to be different to a lot of you guys. But yeah, so my plan is basically build my toons, all druids, around gold farming, and make them as effective gold farmers as they possibly can with the right professions at the right time. So definitely going tailoring in the beginning and skinning. Might switch into Inscription, or simply just quickly level another druid to have Inscription on that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much my plan. If you guys got some sick plans that you want to share, or what your initial thoughts are, let me know down below in the comment section. But don't forget to check out the 0 to 10 million gold guide alongside with the VIP Discord, and I'll see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.